Good morning. So today we are at Shades State Park. Shades was stood up as a state park in 1947. It is the 15th of Indiana state parks. It is just outside of Waveland, Indiana. It covers about 3,000 acres and crosses Montgomery Park and Fountain counties. So, what are we doing today? Today, we are going to start on the Six Ravine Challenge. There's a lot of Indiana state parks that have a challenge associated with them. This one is, as I just said, the Six Ravine Challenge. Now we're going to do these one at a time. So, today, we are just going to cover this section in red that's on Trail 8, and we're going to go to Shawnee Canyon. And here we go. Right off the bat, find a little bit of trash off the trail, just at the edge of my reach. This is the walkway. This is the trail to the backpacking campground. Having a hard time saying that. It's a little early. Stuff can get a little bit slick. Hopefully, no problems. Whoop! Except there's a tippy stair there. Let me see. Someone put a little sign on it with a Sharpie. Almost ate my lunch there. Nothing like the start. So you can see Trail 8 goes to the right. This is the rugged side of the trail. They have these labeled as rugged and then moderate. And the trail actually is just this stream bed. So we're going to go through the stream bed. There's not a lot of water going on right now. It's a little damp, but not too bad. It does get a little slick, so you got to be careful coming through here. This is one of my favorite trails. First time I came through here in the modern era was last year, and there was about 6 inches of snow on the ground. I had no idea this was the trail. There was no footprints to follow. What is this made up of? This is mostly sandstone laid down during the Mississippian and Pennsylvania periods, which puts it, what is it, 220 million years ago, something like that. And then afterwards, the water cut down through this. So, of course, everything at the top of the ravine is much younger age than the stuff we're walking on right now. Supposedly, you should be able to see some fossils in the Mississippian period sandstone. It's funny, I did some research on this, and most of the Mississippian period rock in southern Indiana is limestone, which, yeah, you get a lot more fossils in limestone normally, and that's what caves are made in. But this must be just on the edge, and it's all sandstone in here. I like the Shades because it's not one of the more visited parks. They say it's 5 miles or so from Turkey Run, which is vastly more visited. And I say that just as I start seeing other hikers in here. I almost never see other hikers in here. But that's nice because there's just not that much trash in here. I think the last visitation stats I saw was from 2023. Good morning. These people. It's a rugged trail. I feel like a robot with my little claw hand out in front of me. This guy looks like he's unimpressed.
Is your bag for trash?
Yes.
Okay, we've got bags for trash Hey, he's got a pole. We should bring ours next time.
I'm too old to bend down anymore. There we go. So people. So the last visitation stats I saw were 2023. I think Shades had about
Ooh, slippery.
120,000 visitors for the year. Turkey Run, which, yes, as the crow flies, is about 5 miles away, but it's about a 15-mile drive. I think they had something like 800,000 for the same period. Um, so a lot less visited at Shades. Um, Shades, where did the name come from? Ooh, did I just fall down? It's always possible. The name, this was originally an area called the Shades of Death. Let me make sure I got that right. And people decided that that was keeping visitation down. Um, and so at some point, when, before it became a park, they decided to drop the of death portion of this. There's been like 3 different people murdered around this area in history. So history is a long time. And there's always someone who says, well, the name of the park is what caused all that. Probably not so. Right before it was changed to just simply Shades, someone changed it to Garland Dell. That was around 1890, which is not a bad name, I guess, but it doesn't do anything for me. Some people tell you the name Shades comes because of all the tree cover and it's shady there. I don't know the answer. Not going to make anything up. Well, I might make stuff up, but not today. Right now, we are in Shawnee Canyon, and the 6 Ravine Challenge and a lot of the challenges, you have to hit certain locations for the challenge. Oh, this is a rough one here. And then you have to take a picture. And so for today, we're just in Shawnee Canyon. And our picture is going to be of the signpost that says Shawnee Canyon. Because even though a good parks person can tell where you're at, a lot of these ravines and canyons look very similar. This looks like looks like it's probably some slippery rocks. I don't bounce as much as I used to. That looks like a big chunk that maybe fairly recently fell down. I mean, you can see there's a nice break right there. And I don't remember this. Seems like there's a lot of work going on right here. You can see it's a rugged trail. There's a lot going on in here. So there are 6 locations on the 6 Ravine Challenge that we have to take pictures of. I like Trail 8, so I start on Trail 8, Shawnee Canyon. And then we'll come up Trail 7 and to the Kickapoo Ravine. I like saying Kickapoo. And then we'll bust around to Trail 4, which is the Frisch Ravine. Not even sure how to say that. And then Trail 5 will go to the Kintz Ravine. And then the next thing is the Silver Cascade Falls. So yeah, I guess it's sort of a ravine because it's a falls, but we're going to be just taking a picture of the waterfall. And then lastly is the Red Fox Ravine. I'm sad that there's only one D and one X in that name. And that is the 6 Ravine Challenge. Of course, today we are just doing Shawnee Canyon. This was a pretty good day. Temps were nice. I like it here when it's not hot. These trails get really overgrown, but I think we're almost to the sign, aren't we? So- No, we still got some time to go here. We're getting there. Okay. This is where it starts to smooth out a little bit. I don't like worrying about ticks, so I don't like when all the vegetation um, comes over and touches the trail. Gives me the heebie-jeebies. I also don't like poison ivy, although I shouldn't say this, never had a reaction to poison ivy. However, my wife gets huge reactions to poison ivy, so if I get it, the oils on my clothes and then put my clothes in the clothes washer with her clothes, sometimes she'll get the poison ivy. So try not to be that guy. Looks like we're coming up to the end here. That's not the sign. Still making it up as I go along, I guess. Sticks up, so I'm probably making sure I don't get spider webs in the face. Yeah, all these little trees that put their branches up over the trail. Gotten too many spider webs in the face, and I hate it so much. Oh, that was 1 mile so far for the day. Not on Trail 8. You gotta hike probably half, 3/4 of a mile to get to where I started filming. There, I can see the sign over to the right. This is the Shawnee Canyon. So that's it for today. Just going to do these one section at a time. You can see wasn't a whole lot of trash to be picked up here, which is nice. That's one of the nice things about Shades. I did run into a hiking club from Chicago area as I was leaving. Forest Hills Hiking Club. I could have that not completely right. They invited me to join them on a part of their hike, so I, I tagged along, and what turned into a nice short hiking day turned into a quite a bit longer day. It was a good time, a lot of good people, but it about wore me out. So hope to see you next time. Have a great one.